Alright, this is just going to be a quick video on how to make assets built on a newer version of Unreal compatible with an older version. So I assume you've already got the assets downloaded that you want to use. They'll be in your vault down here on your Unreal Engine tab in the library. Go ahead and make a new project. It doesn't really matter, just make sure it's on an Unreal Engine version that these are compatible with. Go ahead and add them to your project. I've already done that, so I don't need to do it again. And open up that project. What I've got open right here though is the older version of Unreal that I'm making these compatible with. It's just modding for a game called Ark, built on 4.5. These assets are built for 4.9. Go to your content folder, open up whatever folder it is that your assets are stored in. This is going to be the weapons folder. We're just going to use the basic blade. You can drag it over into the editor. You can see textures, all that. A couple things to note here. Your material instance is right here. It's what tells the textures how to map themselves onto the mesh. It's the main thing that's incompatible with the newer version of Unreal. And so we can't just export it and then re-import it or migrate it over or anything like that. Your skeletal mesh and all your textures, however, are not based on your Unreal Engine version. Unreal didn't make those, they were created in different programs and then Unreal just reads those. So you can export and import those just fine. Go ahead and select all of them and bulk export them to anywhere on your computer. It doesn't matter where, just remember where it is so that you can re-import from there. You'll see it appear wherever you exported it to. For me, I'm putting it on my desktop for ease of access and I can delete it right afterwards. Keep that window open. Go ahead and open up the older version of Unreal that you want to make these compatible with. And you're going to go ahead and import them. Select all, open, and for you, when you're importing the mesh, the FBX file, make sure that you have it checked import as skeletal. Otherwise, well, if you want to use it for a character, import it as skeletal, but if it's just something that's not moving, you can use a static mesh just fine. Go ahead and import all, and you'll see Unreal will go ahead and create a new material instance for you. It's not, the textures haven't been linked in it yet, so it's just putting a white texture on here. This is really, really tiny. You can see it's got no textures at all. So we're going to go ahead and slide one version over to one side of the screen. Yeah, there we go. And we will put the other version of Unreal on the other side of the screen. Go ahead and open up both of the material instances. And what we're trying to do here is that we're going to make the material instance that we created without any textures look exactly like this one. You could manually create all of these nodes and link them if you want to, but the easiest thing to do is just select this window, Control A to select all of them, and then Control C to copy. Come over here, Control V, and you'll paste everything. In this part of the video, I'm just going to be linking all of these with the strings and then taking these and putting in the texture in the correct slot. So I'll put in a little button that you can skip through this section if you want to, or you can use J and L to skip forward and backward by 10 seconds, because this is going to be by far the most boring part of this video. You will get errors in here because you don't have a texture linked in here. That doesn't really matter. We'll be fixing that once we've got everything linked already. Alright, and now I've probably got all of these linked correctly. If you get an error after we've put all the textures in, chances are you didn't link some of these correctly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to individually select each of these, look at the texture that's there, find the one that matches, and you gotta actually select the node, and just stick it in there. Let's see, match. Just do that for every single one of these. And now, poof, all of our errors have gone away. Go ahead and click Apply, and go ahead and save it. Wait for it to finish compiling shaders. If you got many other programs running on your computer, that'll take a while. And then you can go ahead and close the newer version of Unreal that you've got running. Go ahead and make this full screen. And now you can see this has gone ahead and automatically updated everything. If it doesn't, you'll just open up your static mesh, select the material instance, and put it in there. And it works just fine. You've got all your textures on there, everything's good. Now if you want to actually use this in a character's hand, you can't just, it's not going to be super simple. This doesn't actually have a skeleton attached to it. You'll have to probably make your own skeleton, unless the asset pack you downloaded came with a good first-person skeleton already in there, but I doubt it did. Anyways, if you got any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll reply to anyone that I can.